Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It is Sumi here again. I hope you guys are doing well wherever you are, and to all my returning subscribers, you guys, thank you so much for the love and support, and to the people who subscribed today, yesterday, and even now, you guys, I am welcoming you with a hug. Thank you so very much for trusting me. So in today's episode, without even wasting time, I have a special video that I have brought for you guys. I want us to watch it together, and I want to know what you think about it. A white teacher in Oklahoma in the United States who comes out and exposes a book that was given to him, and how chapters that were teaching about slavery in America were literally plugged out and replaced by how slave trade wasn't a big deal in the United States. Now, I want us to watch it together again. Let me know what you think about it, and I'm going to come back and talk about it at the end of this video.
Hi, my name is Aaron Baker. I'm a high school social studies teacher in Oklahoma, and this is one of two God Bless the USA Bibles that was sent to me by State Superintendent Ryan Walters. And after months of claiming that one of these Bibles was going to be in every Oklahoma classroom, two finally arrived at my school with my name on it, specifically because I teach AP U.S. Government and Politics. Now, I don't want to talk today about the issue of Bibles in classrooms. If you want to see a catalog of my World Religions library in my classroom, you can see a previous video about that. I want to talk about this Bible in particular. When I first received this Bible, the first thing that struck me was that it was very generic, leather-bound, King James version of the Bible, just like I grew up with, probably owned a dozen or more in my lifetime. It's not a study Bible. There's no in-text commentary. There's nothing unique about the version in and of itself. The only thing that is quote-unquote special about this Bible is that in the back, when I was a kid, where the maps used to be, is where we find a letter from Lee Greenwood, followed by the Declaration of Independence, followed by the Constitution of the United States, the Bill of Rights, the Pledge of Allegiance, and then a place for notes. As I was looking through, I came across the Constitution, and since I teach government, I was interested in the presentation. As I mentioned, the Bill of Rights is listed here as well, although the Bill of Rights are part of the Constitution. And then if the Bill of Rights, the first 10 amendments to the Constitution are mentioned, and then that is directly followed by the Pledge of Allegiance, something became apparent to me. One could say that parts of the Constitution are missing, particularly amendments 11 through 27. But you could also make the argument that this is the wrong Constitution, in fact. The Constitution in this Bible contains what's called the Three-Fifths Compromise, which was summarily removed by the 13th Amendment to the Constitution, which abolished slavery in the United States. The 14th Amendment is also missing from this Constitution, and that is where we get the due process of law. This is not an accident. This is an incomplete, at best, Constitution that's in this Bible, and it's a dishonest Constitution, and it's not the Constitution that I teach in my classroom. I believe that this firmly indicates that we are exiting a stage of MAGA revisionist history where the message is that slavery was not that bad, and we are firmly entering into one of the final stages of MAGA revisionist history, and that is that slavery never existed. And that's what appears to happen in this Constitution, in this Bible, because the original articles of the Constitution does not use the word slavery. The 13th Amendment has a direct reference, and if you are trying to rewrite history, leaving those amendments out will help make that point. This is very concerning, and I wanted to raise the alarm on the fact that this kind of blatant revisionist history is being pushed into our schools in Oklahoma, and it needs to stop.
Now guys, I know it very well that me coming out and bringing this video, it is going to annoy very many. I know some people are going to unsubscribe from this channel because I have brought this video, and maybe I am attacking them because they don't want to hear the truth. They don't want anyone who can come out and talk about these topics. These are the topics that are very, very important when it comes to my people. We as Black people, either you're in Africa or you are in America. And I think this just clears the point of what Black Americans have always been talking about. These people just don't want to talk about these topics. They don't want to hear about anything concerning slavery because they are always ashamed. They just don't want to take in accountability. They don't want their children to grow up feeling the guilt. They don't want to carry the burden of guilt of what their grandfathers, ancestors did. They don't want to hear any African or any Black person talking about slavery. Every time any person comes out and talks about slavery, then they hate you. You become a target. I always come across videos of some of these people saying that, why is it that Black people can't get over it? Like they can't get over it that slavery happened and it happened. Like they just don't want Black people to talk about slavery. They want Black people to forget about it. And this is one of the reasons why they are rewriting false information, why they are rewriting false history. Imagine now they are plugging out the correct information about slavery and they are putting chapters saying that, oh, slavery wasn't a big deal. Like for real? Like for real, for real? You're not even ashamed, you people, to say that slavery wasn't a big deal? Do you know what slavery caused? I just don't know if you people they really understand. They just don't get it because it didn't happen to them. They don't understand it. They don't get it. They don't get it. Some of us who studied about slavery, I am telling you, you can't even finish 2 chapters without crying. And that is literally a story that you say that it wasn't a big deal. I know you people just don't want to take in accountability. People don't want to take in accountability of what slavery. You just don't even understand the impact of slavery in this whole world when it comes to Black people. They don't get it. Now, I know some people are going to unsubscribe. People are going to be mad because most especially, I'm not going to mention it. But you know yourself. You don't want to listen to hear the truth. The truth is slavery will always be that you people did it and it really didn't affect us. It's not even something to push under the rug. This is history that they want to push under the rug. They don't want their children to know about it. They don't want. We shall always talk about it. We shall always talk about it. And for the fact that it is now your own people that are coming out and exposing everything that you are doing, it confirms the point of what Black Americans have always been talking about, saying that these people, they want to bury our history. They want to hide the history, like they don't want their children to grow up knowing exactly what their grandfathers, their ancestors, and what they did. They don't want. The history will always remain history. Lately, I have been seeing videos of Black Americans coming out and complaining why HBC schools are being closed. This is some of the reasons. They are being closed because they don't want slavery to be taught in schools. Apparently, I also heard that some colleges that are teaching about slavery, they are going to be closed because they don't want their children to have the guilt. You people, However much they hide, it will always remain that slavery happened, and it happened. It happened. And they just have to swallow the accountability. They just have to accept the truth. That is real history. That is real history. We are not going to pretend. And mind you, slavery is still happening right now in 2025. We're still seeing slavery happening. I am seeing Chinese coming to some of these African countries, lying girls about jobs, and when they take them to their countries, they make them as slaves. You go and search on Google and see if what I'm talking about I'm lying. That is why we need to keep on talking about these topics, because if we don't talk about them, these people are going to think that we have forgotten exactly what they did to us. So that means they will repeat it again. We need to continue talking about these things so that your children, you also know how exactly slavery affected us. Now, I don't know if I'm making any sense. I know maybe I'm attacking somebody here, but this is a topic that I think as a Black woman, as a Black African person, or as a Black person, it doesn't even matter where I'm at. This is a topic that I'm supposed to talk about. This is a topic that I'm supposed to talk about. However much they try to twist the history, we shall always talk about it. Yes. Okay, guys.